This month is Pride Month. And as a member of the artistic community, I just wanted to put out a splash here in support of all my friends in the industry, in the arts, period, dance, poetry, realistic art, abstract art, all the different mediums that are involved. I just wanted to put out a Happy Pride Day video with my hair being spectrum on the spectrum. I wanted to celebrate this day by getting my hair dyed purple. This is really done for my son, who is I have three sons, and one lands on the spectrum. I'm not going to say what kind of spectrum, but he's on the spectrum. So anyway, he's an artist, poor guy. So anyway, today I wanted to talk about this painting I did that of a pair of toe shoes. It's called Backstage. And while I was painting, I was very aware of using the full spectrum in this painting. I wanted everything from deep violets to golden hues. I actually have actual gold hues in there, like paint with actually gold flecks in it. And I really enjoyed painting this painting, and it has really inspired me. The subject matter itself is very inspiring, but the spectrum of color that I handled in this painting to me is sort of why I did it. And it made me think of pride. There's a lot of symbolism when it comes to the rainbow. There's every single religion in the world has some kind of belief about the rainbow, whether it's a good omen for the Norwegian Vikings before a battle I read, and the Hindus believe that our beings is lined up in a spectrum, like the rainbow colors coming down and exiting out the top of our head is purple. So when we leave our bodies after death in Hinduism, we go out of our heads, which is through purple, which means enlightenment. And then, there's obviously, Noah's Ark and all of that. And so the rainbow has had a special place in history for thousands and thousands of years. And I love this time of year because the rainbow is everywhere, especially in the Arts District in Egad. So anyway, I wanted to get back. The backstage painting was I was using these jewel-like pigments that I was taught to use by my Aunt Carolyn, who I gotta say, she's a great teacher. If you ever get to study with her, she's really knowledgeable and she's very generous with her knowledge. And so I can appreciate that because as a woman artist, sometimes, well, I'm 52 now, so as a woman artist, I've experienced a lot of misogyny in the field. And my Rainbow Coalition friends, for lack of a better words, have always been very supportive of me as a woman artist, especially, there's just too many people to name and I don't want to out anybody on the video. But so the painting called Backstage, I'll get back to that, it's using gold hues as well as violet hues, and I'm handling the painting with as much skill as I could bring to the table at that moment. And the value patterning that Aunt Carolyn taught me has really given me a lot more freedom in my work and expression. So I'm really really grateful for that. And then the last thing I wanted to say was that the spectrum intrigues me. The rainbow, the colors lining up in that fashion is how I lay out my palette. It's how I kind of view reality. It's kind of like, yeah, I view reality with rose-colored glasses, which I probably do. But at the same time, it's very interesting to metaphorically think of humanity on a spectrum, whether it's got to do with your partner choice or if it's got to do with who you are as a person, like on a spectrum. Some of us are more creative and some of us are more technical. Well, actually, kind of have to be technical to be an artist. But anyway, what I meant to say is that there's a spectrum of qualities in humanity, whether it's empathy or patience or, there's all these neurodivergence is another way of seeing humanity on a spectrum, which I think is really important these days. With the advent of social media, we tend to kind of put people in boxes in our mind, like they're either all bad or they're all good. And really, especially I've learned in the past week, people are a mixed bag, and that's okay. That's okay to have good qualities and bad qualities. Like I think that we sometimes want to kind of shove people in, oh, they're a bad person or they're a narcissist and they're a good person and all of that. And I think as artists, especially when you paint a lot of people, you see so many different people and so many different attitudes and ways of thinking about life. And I think that that is what art is meant to do, is to celebrate all these different nuances in humanity. Like I feel as if we should extend each other more humanity these days. With the social media, we're always just, you know, blocking, and I'm guilty of this too, and not really listening to the other person, or even able to put yourself in their shoes, because at that moment you're behind the computer and they just triggered you and you just want to say the first thing, and it's been hard to deal with. I've lost actually relationships this way, just, political lines, whatever. And well, I feel like what pride does is reminds us that we're all flawed, we're all human, we all land on a spectrum, just like the rainbow on in the sky. We might be sad some days and we're more blue, and then we might feel really optimistic some days and we think of yellow. We might be kind of depressed and we wear black, or maybe we just want to be invisible when we wear black. Or, colors is an expression of our humanness, and I think it should be celebrated, and I love it, and it's fun to play with. So I got to give props to Annie Flora, who did my hair. She and I have been having a really good time seeing what kind of different colors that can come out of this head, both metaphorically and through my paintings. So I appreciate this video. If you're out there and you're on the spectrum and you're feeling alone, you have a safe space with me, and you can text me or call me anytime, and you're safe with me.